I'ma just sit my little team, She got me fuck up for free. She told your ass a fiend. She charge you a fee. Fuck her on top of the cover. Tell her to change the sheets. I'm clean. Rick off the core of the keys. My rock off the core of the keys. Yeah. I get the game with me. Cause they gon' bang for me. I saw my ass out in public. You do the same shit if you came from nothing. I made it up, niggas say I got lucky. I'm doing my thing. Only God can judge me. Teachers to fuck me, but now they won't fuck me. I'm stacking. I keep me some bands in the duffy. That's Louis V. I was tripping. I didn't take nothing. My little niggas serving for me on the huff. Someone fucking these hoes on the puppy. Second I say got me feeling like Puffy. Ain't it ironic that hoe call me ugly? Now ain't it ironic that bitch wanna fuck me? She wanna serve me. I'm getting money. Yeah. I've been saying that shit funny. Yeah. I get that bag and I blow that. Yeah. Say you get money then show that. Yeah. It's the cute money, not Kodak. Yeah. Watch where you bringing your hoe at. Yeah. After my money with me. Stay out like on my freaks. You said you fucking with me. I'ma just sit my little team. She got me fuck up for free. She told your ass a fiend. She charge you a fee. Fuck her on top of the cover. Tell her to change the sheets. I'm clean. Rick off the core of the keys. My rock off the core of the key. Yeah. I get the game with me. Cause they gon' bang for me. Yeah. I saw my ass out in public. You do the same shit if you came from nothing. I made it up, niggas say I got lucky. I'm doing my thing, only God can judge me. Look, I used to trap at the corner store. I put the grams on a stove. I know some bitches that care what they know. Most of my niggas still serving that dough. When I was serving, people blew up my phone. I blew up the pack. I made this shit back. Pull up to the trap or wherever I'm at. Don't bring your phone out when I'm serving this back. I hit from the back, so I get a tip. Why? Cause my dick is like crack. I look like I dress like I smell like a sack. Why? Cause I got them racks. Hit the club poppin', mow it. Hit the strip club and throw it. Yeah. You got dope, then smoke it. Yeah. I'm still pistol towing. Yeah. Mama told me stay focused. Yeah. Everybody know I'm chosen. Yeah. Most of these hoes be bogus. Yeah. Stay down, cop that Lotus. Yeah. Put champagne on my rollie. Drinking all black, but I'm still holy. Yeah. Niggas say tough, we expose them. Yeah. Nigga, you ain't tough, we expose them. Yeah. I think my money with me. I stay out like on my freaks. You think you fucking with me? I'ma just sit my little team. She got me fuck up for free. She told your ass a fiend. She charge you a fee. Fuck her on top of the cover. Tell her to change the sheets. I'm clean. Rick off the core of the keys. My rock off the core of the keys. Yeah. I get the game with me. Cause they gon' bang for me. Yeah. I saw my ass out in public. You do the same shit if you came from nothing. I made it up, niggas say I got lucky. I'm doing my thing, only God can judge me.
Gotta go, 100 niggas in the door. Hey, whoa, 93 without smoke. 2 clean poles. You ain't getting to the door. Whoa, I thought they know. Whoa, I thought they know. Whoa, if it don't, nigga, now you do. I thought they know. Whoa, nigga, I'm big soul. Play with me, you gotta go. Lil' bomb, big soul.
Sauce a man with a fucking plan. Take a bitch right up out your hands. Make her give me all the fucking bands. Hot choke, diamonds, black show. Kept me dripping in a fucking coupe. Son, I let him back the room. Smoking 93 like I'm Snoop. Smoking 93 like I'm me. Big bag full of OG. Oh, wait. Like my brother, that's fucking twin. Think my dog fucking out on my fucking rims. Then it goes in the wind. Tattoos all on my skin. She feeling on the road with her friends. Guess they ain't getting this. So I'm still riding with the blammer. Can't touch me, empty hammer. Oh, you doing it for the fucking cameras. Come down your shit like I'm Santa. Boom, boom, get out the room. Bam. Shoot a nigga like a rock. It's a big show. Tell me you gotta go. 100 niggas in the door. Hey, niggas, 93 without smoke. 2 clean poles. You ain't getting to the door. Whoa, I thought
they knew. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought they knew. Whoa, if it don't, it do. I thought they knew. Whoa, nigga, I'm big soul. Play with me, gotta go. Whoa, yeah, whoa. I thought they knew, boy, I thought they knew. If you don't, nigga, now you do. Sauce and coming with some truth. This'll let you know, boy, you fool me. Whoa, whoa, I heard a knock at the door. I remember serving snow. That's a lick and he wants some more. Double soul going ham. Double soul cooking yam. No.
But I take the backwood and roll that bitch with some grapes. I was in the kitchen hand in hand when you was a little boy planting seed. Really trying to build a sandcastle. I'm trying to beat you up, I'm trying to wrestle. I'm trying to teach you something, you little bastard. Boy, just sit down and pay attention. Sometimes, boy, you need to listen. Stop the dish and nigga start some tripping. Stop your hating, nigga start some spitting. Get some paper, nigga, mind your bitch. Boy, you need to get up out your feelings. From a little nigga start some hitting.
So, you gotta go. Man, it's 3 without smoke. 2 clean poles. Young getting to the door. Whoa, I thought they know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought they know. Whoa, if it don't, it do. I thought they know. Whoa, nigga, I'm big soul. Play with me, you gotta go. Whoa, yeah, whoa. Shit.
All I know is drippin' splash, splash, splash. All I know is get that cut, cut, cut. I'm on the phone going fast, fast, fast. These niggas butter make me laugh, laugh, laugh. And all I know is drippin' splash, splash, splash. And all I know is get that cut, cut, cut. I'm on the phone going fast, fast, fast. These niggas butter make me laugh, laugh, laugh. All I know is you splash, all I know is get cash real fast. Chef Souls, I was cooking circles. Push the beans looking like a turtle. Hard top looking like a tortoise. Throw a beat that you can bet I sported. AMG with a bunch of horses. Call a plug, meet me with a quarter. Call a plug, meet me with a quarter. Big bait the bitch, now I think I'm slick. Damn. Saw some man in a trap, corn blaming with about 10. Sweating over microwave, Mr. Cole with a little arm and helmet. So do him like that. Been double with the face back. Nowadays having sauce attack. Get me drippin', drippin', drippin'. Used to get it out the kitchen. Now niggas breaking bitches. See the sauce of religion. Matter of fact, a lifestyle, diamonds bling black. I swear these niggas so see now. Coming drippin' all up in me. All I know is get that cut, cut, cut. I'm on the phone going fast, fast, fast. These niggas butter make me laugh, laugh, laugh. And all I know is drippin' splash, splash, splash. And all I know is get that cut, cut, cut. I'm on the phone going fast, fast, fast. These niggas butter make me laugh, laugh, laugh. All I know is get the cash, nigga. Stop tripping on me like a fever. Send the bitch to the market, we need to get all the pesos in the feeder. Sauce poppin', I'm a bitch director. Send the superstars and the extras. 7% like honey nectar. Disrespect me, I'll check ya. Touch my hoe, I'm off the lecture. Shoot a nigga on stage. Make the news front page. Man, get me out the cage. I remember being locked up on the phone with bitches buying J's. Getting bitches all day. Still pimpin', getting paid. Checking checks like I'm in a free game. Home bitches had bread for me. Damn, it's good to be so gay. It ain't like this for everybody. But I don't know a drip players. Even jail couldn't stop my cash. I used to keep me a bus pass. Now it's 200 on the dash. All I know is get that cut, cut, cut. I'm on the phone going fast, fast, fast. These niggas butter make me laugh, laugh, laugh. And all I know is drippin' splash, splash, splash. And all I know is get that cut, cut, cut. I'm on the phone going fast, fast, fast. These niggas butter make me laugh, laugh, laugh.